Okay, this is concerning the prayer circle. I'm gonna try something different. I'm gonna try to send in a video recording, see how that works. So this is the summary, and it was what was discussed, and any insights, questions, or issues that came up. Yes, first we introduced ourselves, and we talked about quite a few things. It was a Zoom call, and we had to use the 40 minutes and come back again to uh, do like 10 more minutes of another Zoom call so we can finish. How can we start? Okay, first, my issue was about ego and how to release the ego so we can so I can hear things more clearly and not be the know-it-all to family and friends, so they can feel comfortable enough to feel like their opinion and thoughts matter without me trying to take control of situations um, and things like that. Molly's was to gain awareness and strength to turn the awareness into wisdom to help others, which I think was very good. Serving of others. And Regina's was releasing fears and confusion about walking her path and offering service. So that was the things that we wish to pray about with each other. Um, we talked about the importance of the balance of the divine masculine energy and the divine feminine energies, uh, which is important because I mentioned that I may be the only the only male in the class, and we also discussed that uh, uh, everything is for a purpose, and it might be just that this is my way of connecting with the feminine energy or balancing the male masculine, divine masculine and the divine feminine energy. Okay, one thing that it was important that Molly said that she forms a sister circle once a month, and she feels the power of group meetings. Um, it was called a sister circle, and she had a few quotes that was interesting. She said, "Circling things in prayer on earth binds us. Whatever you bind on earth, you bind in heaven." I thought that was a great quote. I asked about the ego, and Molly responded, she just asked her ego to just take a back seat, and that would be that helpful. And she has to remind herself throughout the day just to keep the ego in check. I thought that was something. And Regina said, "The more you learn, the more less you know," and that's a humbling experience to keep the ego in check. Because I do feel as though the more I learn, the more I realize I have lots more to know or to try to understand. Regina pulled some cards, and the first card was you will only see the way by making the way. Wow, that's very insightful. I love that. Um, and the second one, this was really good. After she pulled the first one, the second one kind of like connected and it was in sync with it. Polish your mirror for perfect clarity. We are perfectly imperfect. Wow. The perfection is in imperfection. I thought that was quite interesting. I also told them this story about how I found. Oh, we talked about what names do we call God. Um, we all came up with the names, of course, God, and then all, the source, and the universe. Um, and we came to the conclusion that everything is connected. So all three of those names we felt was suitable. Also told him the story about the not a story, but some information I got on the meaning of God, Guma Az Duma. Maybe pronouncing it wrong, but Guma, G Az O D Duma. It just simply means in Latin, I believe, wisdom, strength, and beauty. So uh, man can be God, or man or woman can be God, in the sense of we're connected to God through wisdom, strength, and beauty that we must obtain to reach that divine level. And that was the Christian belief. And I also studied a while back that Allah in the Islamic faith, it just simply means arm, leg, leg, arm, and head. And that's the person of Allah. So I shared that information with them. Uh, I forget which one said it, but someone says, come from a place of peace. I'm sorry, come from a place of love. You can't make a mistake. Wow. I thought that was interesting. Okay. And then we talked about a lot of stuff. We talked about just our life in general, stories about, you know, I shared some stories about my time in Japan, and the meaning of what I said about heavy is the head that wears the crown, you know. And we quoted this this famous speech in the Spider-Man movie when right before the uncle dies, he tells Peter Parker, who is Spider-Man, and he says, with great power comes great responsibility. So we all have the responsibility of knowing things behind the veil, or learning things behind the veil, and we have to. I have to understand that can form an ego of me feeling like I know more than others and not giving them the chance to speak. So we talked for a while, about 40 minutes, and we just talked about things that this class or this course was offering, and how wonderful it was to learn all of these things. Um, so that was a good discussion. And the Zoom meeting was about to close because you only get 40 minutes for the free session. And what else we talk about? Let me just go over these notes so I don't forget anything. I think they will tell you more about what we talked about. This is the things that I remember, or I jotted down. And now the Zoom meeting ended, so we had to create another Zoom meeting. And Regina wanted us to do this moment of silent prayer while listening to the 417 hertz frequency music. And it was like maybe a 1, 2, 3 minute, silent prayer with which all three of us, Molly, Regina, and I, we came to the understanding that we felt the peace, we felt the calmness that came along with that frequency and energy. Um, and then yeah, it's a great first meeting, and Regina said a few words in closing, and we talked about how much we enjoyed the experience, and and how much we're enjoying the experience of this whole process of the class or the course or the program. Okay, and then what happened to me, because I usually just to feel more comfortable, try to invoke my ancestors, particularly the great mother, grandmother, grandfather, and father. That's why I feel most comfortable with invocation, because I feel the love when I uh, mentally picture them in my mind. And immediately after the prayer, I wrote it down. Immediately after prayer, immediately after the prayer circle, I stepped those aside, and immediately this wonderful breeze started to form. And one of the ways the Great Mother lets you know that um, she's with you or she's hearing you is in the arms of the wind. So it was a nice little breeze. I'm sitting over and watching one of the windmills that's set up over there at the other campsites, and nice little breeze going. So I immediately felt the warmth and the feeling that the Great Mother was uh, with us, and that's about it. Looking forward to the next one. It's a wonderful time. I'm enjoying myself in this program, in this class. Um, Stay blessed, be blessed, and be great on purpose. Peace.